think that you can't take anything for granted just because you have talent. Continuity is also, it can be important. And that's what Steve was talking about a couple of minutes ago. What do you think you all need to do to work to maybe overcome some of the newness that you guys are trying to piece together now?
I think some of it's communication, some of it's execution. I thought we had a good game plan coming in. I thought we just didn't execute on certain things. Rebounding was a big one. Obviously didn't do a great job of that. Taking care of the ball and hitting free throws. I mean, if we hit free throws, take care of the ball a little better and don't give up so many offensive rebounds, it's, different game. So that's encouraging. But, at the same time, we have to focus in and execute on those things. And those are things that, we should be able to control a little bit better.
And you said that, or that's kind of not you, there's been a conversation about what you all need to do against dominant big men in this league. What have you learned in these past two games about where you all can tune up and improve as you march toward the playoffs in those sorts of matchups?
I think we have our game plans going in, and there's certain things that you're willing to live with. And, I think we did a pretty good job from that standpoint. But every matchup's going to be a little bit different. But I thought, for the most part, some of our game plan we did a good job on. The things I mentioned earlier, we obviously didn't.
Thank you.
Steve Lichtenstein, WFAN.
Hey, when you mentioned the rebounding, do you attribute that to their great length, or were you disappointed that the team was outworked?
Definitely disappointed that we were outworked. I mean, they were more physical than us on both ends of the floor, and that can't happen. I mean, we have to match teams' intensity, because that's the thing that you can just control. That's on us. When a team's really long, Brook and Giannis in there, and getting offensive rebounds is one thing, but we can't let guards come in and affect the game the way they did. I mean, Donte Divincenzo had 6 offensive rebounds. I mean, that can't happen. So we have to want it more, and we have to be more. We have to be the more physical team on both ends of the floor.
Matt Brooks, Nets Daily.
Hey, Blake, Giannis was 11 for 30 tonight. Just in general, what are you looking for tendency-wise when you're guarding him, whether it's you're looking for the spin move? Like, what sort of things are you watching for specifically when you're guarding him?
I'm looking for different stuff. I don't know that that's something I'm ready to sort of give up at this point. Maybe we'll talk about that a little bit later on in the season. But, at the same time, he's a tough cover. So, when he gets in the paint, you have to be physical. But, there's different things to key in on for sure.
Christian Winfield, New York Daily News.
Hey, Blake, Steve seemed a little torn between, whether to call a timeout during that, I think an 18-3 or 16-1 run that the Bucks went on in the fourth quarter, or whether to let you guys kind of try to figure out, whether it's a play through it or not. Do you have any preference in those types of situations? Like, having played for different types of coaches, do you like coaches who call timeouts to stop other teams from continuing building momentum, or do you like figuring out on your own and being out there?
I think it depends on the situation. I don't necessarily think there's a right or wrong. I mean, I remember playing against the Lakers, and Phil Jackson. We'd go on a run and he would just kind of stand there and watch and sort of just be like, figure it out. And again, I played for coaches who call that quick timeout. I think it's just depends on your style, depends on the game. So tonight I thought, we got outworked. So, you're going to call a timeout and, say hey, play harder. That should just be